Yeah, welcome everybody to the world of Q&Asa, where I'm changing things on the tech front and making things difficult for myself. So sorry for being a little bit late, but today we are on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. So you can watch it wherever you want. You can chat wherever you want. I think you'll probably even get the messages across wherever you are talking. This is Q&Asa. It's the second one since I've come back after a 10-month little hiatus from this show. And it is, oh shit, stuff's happening and it's breaking everything. Who did that? Isla did a thing. I don't know what thing. It's made an alert come up. She might not even have done it. Stuff could just be broken. But welcome everybody. Let me get my chat up properly. Right, I can see. I am ready. Isla subscribed for 50 months over on Twitch. Thank you, Isla, for 50 months of unnecessary support. Much, much appreciated. And for all the various thumbnails and things, obviously, as well. Yeah, you can watch on YouTube. 25 months over on YouTube as well. This is my favorite show, Wii Sonic. Yeah, we did have a little bit of Sonic music at the start. We've got lots going on. Probably lots to talk about today, but I have been in Italy for a big chunk of the week, which means I've played probably less than usual. So I'm going to be relying on all of you good people to tell me what's going on. You can tell me what you've been playing and what the news has been this week, because we will talk about, I kept half an eye on it. I know a little bit about what's going on. We will talk. Isla, you tried to watch in Discord too, but you got scared and left. Discord is nice and safe if you're in there. If you go into the audience on the Q&A stage, then you're just silently in the audience. No one can hear you. You can't hear anyone. Unless you want to be heard, which is an option we'll come to in a minute. So the way that Q&Asa works, it is a conversation. I talk to you, you talk to me, you talk to each other. It just goes back and forth. We talk about games. Maybe it strays a little bit aside from that, but generally it's hopefully just a nice relaxed show, which we're on right now. So that's how it works. But there's a couple of things to be aware of. One, if you're not a member of the channel, it'd be great if you would be. So please consider that as an option, because I'm trying to do this quite seriously now. Maybe make a little bit of money so I don't have to go back into full-time work, so that I can focus on videos and content and being a real person. So if you could do that, that would be brilliant. If not, don't worry about it. You're still welcome to stick around, watch and talk to us. Second part, there is on YouTube the opportunity to stick questions in the Q&A box. Like Q&A, so Q&A, question and answer, but you can stick whatever the hell you want in there. And at the end of the show, I go through every single one of those to at least read and address what's in there, if not answer it, but we will try. Okay, Pinocchio. Oh, because I want to be a real human being. Yeah, not because I've been playing Lies of P, which is, of course, the story of Pinocchio, trying to be a real human being. I get the link. You can do that. You can stick questions on YouTube. You can also... and it might not happen. I used to do this and it never used to happen. But you can also, if you want to, jump into the Discord server, request to speak, and you can pop on and use your voice and maybe even your face to talk, to ask questions, to say what you want to say. I don't know, like a little call-in thing. You can be there on the internet to talk to us. Dave, you know the rules. Painful Discourse, you know the rules. You can stick whatever you want in there and I will look at it. I will look at it. James... member for 15 months, updated to gold the other day, which was really, really much appreciated. 15 months of hearing you chat about Final Fantasy 14. 15 months is, it's not been out as long as that, has it? Or has it? I know you put in 14 years worth of play on Final Fantasy 14 since it did come out on Xbox. It's very impressive work, and I don't mind hearing about it at all, because I haven't got time to play it myself, so you're my link. You're my my eyes in Final Fantasy 14. You can tell me when it's good and when it's bad and all the rest of it. That's a lot of emojis and badges and things. Thanks, Isla. What's happening, Replicant? How are you doing? Dave Mac, Painful Discourse. Isla, everybody, tell me what you've been playing. I'm going to tell you what I've been playing. It's pretty similar to what I was playing last week, because those games haven't finished. Dave Mac, Final Fantasy doesn't suck ass. It's really, really damn good. Are all of them really good? Almost all of them. So Dave and Replicant have both been on Wu Chang. I'm still unsure if I should try that. Isla's been playing Minecraft, so that's only been a running theme for the last century, which is good. But yeah, Wu-Chang, tell me more about Wu-Chang. FTW's playing Wu-Chang as well after the month it takes for him to download a game. You're on the second to last boss. How do you know you're on the second to last boss? It sounds suspiciously like you've been using guides and cheating. Is that the case? Because you're not the first person to say you're near the end, so it could be that the game cues it and tells you how many bosses there are left, and you're not cheating. But, you know, using guides. I mean, I can't criticize too much because Chronic told me where to go on Lies of P when I was completely lost, so I guess I'm a cheat and a fraud as well. Rep, you're on Act 4 of Wu-Chang. Out of 4 acts, or are there more? And Dave, you're at the end of Chapter 2, also Wu-Chang. Everyone's playing Wu-Chang apart from me and Amin, because Amin is playing Idiotic Factor. Idiotic Factor, baby. Yeah, on our Gaming Arcadia server, right? I haven't looked into extracting the save file. Luke, you didn't finish Donkey Kong. You don't finish Donkey Kong. It's not the kind of game that you finish. It's the kind of game that you launch, you break the rocks a little bit, and you go, okay, I'm bored now, and then you switch it off. If that's what you mean by finished Donkey Kong, I fully understand how you are done with it so quickly. No, what do you mean you finished? You've got to the end, you've done the boss or whatever, or you've collected all the bananas, or my voice is out of sync. My voice is out of sync on YouTube. What a travesty. What a tragedy. I have probably left some remnants of split stream. To confuse things, let me have a look while we're live. No. There's nothing, Chronic. Chronic, don't throw me fake tech issues. I love it when you give me the real ones and you help me fix a problem before the show goes off the rails and before I look at it after the fact and feel bad about my failures. So it's helpful when you do it, but it goes the other way. When you give me a tech problem that isn't real, it's crushing. Luke, you finished the story, some extra stuff to do. You're 30 hours in, so you've still got lots to play if you want to, but you don't because it's Donkey Kong, right? Nintendo platform games. Voice is out of sync in real life. It's true, Isla. Thank you for that. Yes, my mouth moves completely independently of the words that are coming out of it. It's very tricky. I try to align it. I try to focus and make my lips look like they're matching the words that are kind of coming from my artificial voice box. But no, I'm actually just a person talking. So Norfolk Wi-Fi is shocking. You mean internet? It's something I've noticed weirdly in IT even, where people should know what they're doing. A lot of people seem to conflate Wi-Fi and internet speeds and talk about them as if they're exactly the same thing. And I'm pedantic and I don't like it. I need to know exactly what you mean. You mean you've got terrible internet providers? No bullying. I'm not bullying anyone apart from the good people of Norfolk with their Wi-Fi. Demon Hunter, you don't need to get back to DK Bonanza. Come on now. Let's stop being silly. Let's talk about actual games. So, give me more. Tell me more about Wu-Chang. I still really need to know. You've seen like my levels of incompetence when I'm playing these games. You've seen me play Souls games. I've done Soul Crushing Monday for quite a while now. I've done the whole of Elden Ring. I've done a little slice of Lies of P. And I kind of suck at these things. So, I need you to tell me straight. Be honest, be brutal, say, look, you're not going to like Wu-Chang because you suck at games and this game is going to rip you to pieces and spit on your soul. Or that you believe in me and it's worth a try, that I should download it, that I should install it, that I should get it thumbnailed up, that I should go on the internet and humiliate myself. James, have I watched the THQ showcase? I have not, and you know I have not. You know I have not. What did I do to hurt you so that you would throw me under the bus like this? I have not watched the THQ showcase. We'll have a look at some of the highlights from it today, though, while this show goes on. So one thing that I have been doing, most of you probably already know, I have been in Italy, in Bordolino, a little place by Lake Garda, with the family, having just a long weekend trip over there to celebrate the end of my full-time job and to just have a break. The first time I've been abroad for quite a lot of years. And it was really damn nice, actually. Really damn nice. If you like quiet rather than like big piss up places, then Bordolino Highly recommended. It's very picturesque, very Italy. All of the stuff that they say about Italy with the with like all the food, the pizza and the pasta, it's so fresh, it's so different. Actually kind of true. Really is nice there and quite funny. Like every restaurant is either a pizzeria that also does pasta or a pastaria that also does pizza. I don't think pastaria is a word, but you know what I mean. Everything. So, and also, as a result of my trip to Italy, red wine's back on the menu because I had some while I was out there and I decided, actually, why am I not drinking this more? It's very nice. So, there you go. So FTW, the boss that you're in Wu Chang is a twat. You like to see how far that you were because you wanted to see how much hurt you were still in for. Okay, so you did cheat and use a guide to find out what's left of the game, but not to see how you beat this twat of a boss. I understand. It's fun, but there's definitely some difficult bosses, or at least bosses that have pissed you off. So for me, the big takeaway from Souls games that the industry took, that people love a challenge, that can make a game great, is regrettable. It's not what I want. I don't need the challenge to ramp up. I don't need them to go, yeah, this is the hardest game, like it's some kind of trophy, some achievement. Yeah, they managed to make it even more difficult than the last hardest game. You're going to love it. Stop making them harder. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not shy of a little challenge, but it's not a selling point. Not for me. Dave Mack is awesome. Wu Chang is awesome, and I should just play it and I will love it. That seems entirely insincere. But I'm going to take it at face value and download it. Thanks, Dave Mack, for the recommendation. I will get Wu Chang. So I've been playing. Wait, Replicant also said it has some cheap mechanics and deaths, but overall it's a good Souls-like. Okay, that's a reasonable recommendation as well. I've still got coffee and wine. Yeah, James, one at a time. I'm going to have the coffee while the coffee is warm, and then I'm going to have the wine. That's reasonable. That's what people do, I think. Yeah, anyway, I've been playing. I'll start with Lies of P because that's fresh in the memory. I played it yesterday. And Lies of P was an emotional rage coaster. There were moments when I was fuming at that game. Mostly because its whole white bar mechanic, the mechanic it has where after you've been wailing on a boss for a little while, their entire health bar gets like a white border around it, a little glow. And it's an indication that you're supposed to use your charge attack. You'll hold down the right trigger charge attack to hit them a few times, and then they're going to go down for the big, the Souls-like. You know, when you've staggered them, when you've broken their guard or whatever, and they go down on one knee, and you stab them in the face with a big satisfying sound effect. Lies of P has an extra step where they get this white charge around the bar, and you're supposed to use your charge attack to knock them down. And the white bar is a death trap. It's a death trap because it says, now's your opportunity. Come and hold down the right trigger. And the boss just keeps hitting you while you're trying to get off a charge attack that you've got no time or right to attempt, that you wouldn't have attempted elsewhere in the fight because a charge attack is a death wish. But you do it because the game tricks you. And then you die, and then you fume and rage about the game tricking you again. That's me anyway. That's how I play Lies of P. Oh, it shares the same mechanics. Not that one. Not the charge attack one. Not the opportunity to come and dance in front of the boss while it kills you. Opportunity moment. I hated it. I like Lies of P a lot as a game. I like most of the mechanics. But that one is infuriating. It's fine when it works. The occasions where you're patient enough and the boss kind of turns his butt to you and gives you an opportunity to do a big charge attack, then sure, it's fine. But so often, like at least half the time that you get that opportunity, it just results in my death because I try to take advantage of it when I shouldn't. So yeah, that happened a lot yesterday. There were two bosses that I killed yesterday. One right at the start of the stream, who was a mild pain in the butt and did die. And then one at the end of the stream when I should have gone to bed. It was like 2 a.m. On the day that I got back from Italy. So I was ready to go to bed. And I kept saying like, oh, one more try. The very first opportunity that I went in there, like found my way to the boss eventually. So I'm just going to have a little look, see who's through the door. I should be going to bed, but I'll have a little look, see who's through the door. Had a little fight and then was like, oh, go on then. One more just to see what this phase 2 is all about. And I kept one moreing it until he was dead. 45 minutes to an hour later. Was it worth it, Chronic? Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was. I'm quite enjoying Lies of P. FTW, you enjoyed the Lies of P DLC. You don't like how they put in the easy modes, but that's a different story. So, yeah, I'm going to get to the DLC when I've done it. I've still got Elden Ring's DLC to do, so I might hop between them or take another little detour along the way. The easy modes don't bother me. I'm not using them. I've already found that the summons make it extreme easy mode if you decide to try and use them from the one that I used at the start of the game. So every time I had a white bar incident yesterday and found myself full of rage and frustration, I'd walk past this summon and be like, oh, I could just click that little summon bucket or whatever it is, little fountain thing, breeze through this boss and just feel ashamed forevermore that I cheesed it with a summon. Because I'm not like I'm not an elitist that would tell you if you played like Elden Ring with summons, then you didn't play Elden Ring, you cheated and you suck, or all the rest of it. That's not me at all. But the one time that I used a summon in Lies of P, it did utterly trivialize the fight. Utterly trivialized it. Like I didn't get hit by the boss at all. Just ran around stabbing it while my little summon did the whole tanking thing, and it was quite disappointing. Like it did take away from the experience. So in Lies of P specifically, I will try not to use those summons because I regretted it last time I did. Painful Discourse, you beat Lies almost not using parry or criticals. To be fair, it was a different beast at launch when you played it. They rebalanced it a lot from them. Yeah, I mean, the parry in Lies of P isn't often that worth using. Like now, however it was before and how it's rebalanced now, it's quite... They don't call it a parry because it doesn't like stagger or move the boss in any way. They call it a perfect guard because it is the same as guarding, right? The boss carries on their animation through your shield or whatever, and the difference is that you don't take any chip damage, and if the boss is breakable in some way, then enough perfect guards will break their weapon. I very rarely have seen it break their weapon because I don't parry that often. Summons at lunch did nothing aside from some distraction. Yeah, Chronic said that they weren't that powerful for him. For me, that distraction was enough to make the boss a nothing boss. And yeah, the perfect guards, they're nice and I use them occasionally, but you definitely don't need them to get through that game, unlike Expedition 33 that I'll talk about again in a minute. I mean, somehow YouTube is ahead of Discord by a few seconds. Da-da-da. So I am using... You'll probably notice that YouTube is 1080p. It's not my usual glorious 4K. It's not even my halfway house 1440p. It is on YouTube's ultra low latency mode, so it should be more or less instantaneous, as close as you can get, like 5 seconds delay at the most, but possibly as little as 2 seconds, I'm not sure. And if it's ahead of Discord, then we're probably leaning more towards the 2 seconds. Because responsiveness and stuff is more important for a conversational show than being able to see my face in too much detail. Made the right decision, I think. And if you're watching on Twitch, which obviously nobody is watching on Twitch, let's be realistic about it, but if you were watching on Twitch, you'd have a similarly low delay. Dave, you got the Platinum Trophy in Black Myth Wukong last week. You did, so you've done that on all 3 platforms now, right? 100%ed it on PC and Xbox and PlayStation. I think that's normally how you roll with these Souls ones. Very committed to the points chasing. What else is there? Yeah, that's Lies of P. I'm enjoying it. I'm making pretty steady progress, even at the bits that are frustrating. I learned how to jump, which was a treat. I was very excited. Oh, you've only done it on PlayStation. Why did you only do it on PlayStation? Because you were complaining that the PlayStation version wasn't up to snuff. Have you played it on the other ones, but you only went platinum hunting on Trophy because you prefer the platinums over the other reward systems? Or what's the deal? You've got it on PC as well. You're on the last chapter there. I'm very confused, Dave Mac. Very confused. It's not out on Xbox yet. Oh no, that's true, isn't it? Black Myth Wukong. I remember the whole story, the delay, the maybe deals, maybe not deals, maybe the Series S wasn't enough, blah, 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 and it's supposed to come out like a year later, right? It's in August now, so it's due out like any week, any day, real soon. Are you going to pick it up on Xbox as well? Is it one where you're going to go for the trinity of completions? I haven't started Black Myth Wukong. I haven't got Black Myth Wukong. I got the little benchmarky thing. So I've seen a gentle stream in Black Myth Wukong, but I've not played the game at all. It's on the list. Don't you worry. I'll get it eventually. Eventually, when I get more channel members and stuff like that, you know, fund these things. That's the way. What else have we got? Yeah, so Liza P. Steady progress, steady frustration. Normally the boss seems to be taking like between 30 minutes to an hour if they're a pain in the ass to kind of whittle down, improve the way that I go about it and get through. So that's okay if it carries on at that rate. You're using your son's PC and he stole it back, and that's why you've not finished it there. I see. Yeah. Expedition 33. Again, spoke about it last week, was playing it last week, was not entirely enamored with it last week, but I am now entirely enamored with it, and I'm going to play it more today after this. So without being able to go into spoilers and all the rest of it, because I wouldn't throw spoilers out there unprompted and unprovoked, it's really damn good, like really damn good when the story gets going. It always had intrigue going for it. It always had the story going for it. But now, it's hard not to talk about, but it surprised me in a good way. I still don't like the things that I didn't like last week. I've not suddenly decided that I'm in love with the combat or anything along those lines, because I'm not in love with the combat at all. I'm not in love with the combat. I'm not in love with the parries and dodges and the way that they, to me, and not everybody agrees, but to me, they kind of undermine the strategic elements of the turn-based combat. I have played a bit more and unlocked a few more options in combat. So things are beginning to fall into place. Things that I like a little bit more. I like that I can build a party with particular synergy. I can choose like the paths and elements and all the rest of it that I like, and I can choose the way that the characters combo off of each other and things like that, which is like a little element of depth. Even if it's not massively deep, it's an element of depth and an element of choice that I like. Cross chat is the cross chat between Discord and YouTube and Twitch. It's a wonderful little app that Amin is making for me. So yeah, really damn good stuff actually, because you don't really get that elsewhere. I've looked elsewhere to see if there were any cross chat options available, and Amin is a superstar that's making it real. So don't knock it. Yeah, Expedition 33. I like that kind of synergy. I still don't like the finicky character building in terms of attribute management and Pictos and Luminos that it has for its like, I don't even know how you describe it. They're enchantments, enhancements, whatever. Its system of customizing your characters. Those are finicky and take too much micromanagement too frequently. And the attributes don't mean anything to me. You've got, every character has the same 6 attributes available, and they're not fun to build in any way. They don't add anything to the game. It would be better if they just weren't there at all for me, because I don't care about, like, you've got vitality and defense for building up a character that you want to keep alive. Which one do you want, vitality or defense? Not massively clear. They're both just defense. It's not really clear what defense does and doesn't work against, or if there is much to separate them. But you've also got might, agility, something, and luck. Does might enhance your spells or just your physical attacks? Does it enhance the shooting, or I don't know? It's just boring. Like, it's not. And obviously there's a fair chance that I've just missed a really obvious text that tells you exactly what all of these things do and why you would want one over the other and what kind of character you're building if you kind of min-max in one direction or another. But for me, they're just like, got to spend 3 points again, and I really don't care which attributes they go into. None of them are interesting. So that I could do without. But it's minor, right? It doesn't do any harm. I have to go into a menu every 5 freaking minutes to spend my points. It's got a reasonable weapon system that seems, I've not scratched the surface of leveling them up and getting their perks and things yet, but it seems quite cool. And yeah, I'm just not in love with the combat, but I am very much in love with the story. That's why I'm going to play it immediately after this. It's actually, I'm quite looking forward to, and I don't know if it's still there, but Luke, if you're still there, this is one for you because I'm assuming you've played Expedition 33 as well. I'm very much looking forward to having a spoiler-filled conversation that I can turn into a video, because I like to be able to talk in depth about spoilers and things. I will never drop them at the wrong place, like unexpectedly on Q&Asa or the Arcadia Roundtable, or stuck in a Discord chat that you wouldn't expect to see them. But when you have the right place where you're very clear ahead of time that this is filled with spoilers, it's good to talk. And yes, Luke, I've just done the end of Act 1 on the last stream. It was a good moment. A good moment. So 2 more acts to go from what I gather. And then we can do, if you're up for it, Luke, and other people that are enamored with the game or otherwise, but have finished it and want to talk about it, we'll have a nice little conversation offline, but recorded so that I can chop it up and make a little video going into the details of what we all think about the big moments and all the rest of it. Story is fantastic. You don't set the expectations too high. Tell me that the story is going to be wank. Tell me I'm going to be really disappointed for the rest of the game, that I've seen everything there is to see that's interesting and it's kind of going to grate and annoy me for the rest of it, so that it can support. I'm not, no, Isla. Oh, I understand. Yeah, wank bollocks tags. It's shit, don't bother. Don't go that far, because I respect you, Luke. I'll take what you say at face value and not bother. Say you don't know if I'm going to like it or not. Like it dips. It's not as good as that. Still worth playing. But, you know, you got it's a needle that I'm asking you to thread. But I believe in you. You can do it. The fuck is going on in here, Tony? That is a very good question. TJI, it has been a while since you caught up with the channel. How's things? Do I still do 2 podcasts? Right. It has been a long time. The channel has been up and down, but you've come at the right time because it's all on the way up now with lots of stuff coming. So Q&Asa is on every Tuesday now. Maybe even some more going forwards, depending on how time falls and how successful it is. But the Arcadia Roundtable podcast is at the weekend on Saturday. That is starting up again this weekend. And we've got Karak, ACG, coming on to talk to us as well, because I'm starting to have some guests on there, spreading my wings a little bit and getting people involved. So that should be a lot of fun on Saturday. And I'm still doing split stream on this channel. Split stream on a Thursday with Amin. We play whatever we're playing. At the moment, it's Stranger of Paradise. That's like a little blend between game and podcast. So we have little conversational bits and we have gameplay bits, depending. And secretly, nobody knows this yet, not even Tony, but secretly, split stream with Tony could well be coming soon. We've got a little bit of setup to do to make sure that it's technically viable and it's all going to work and Tony knows what he's getting himself in for. But yeah, an American time, so like 2 a.m. for me, to catch American hours, split stream with Tony on a different day of the week. Dave Mack, why the fuck haven't I played Shadow of the Erd Tree? I'm a disappointment to the human race. Most of the human race haven't played Shadow of the Erd Tree. Come on, Dave. I told you I'm going to do it. I'm doing Lies of P as an Elden Ring palette cleanser, and then I'm going to go back to it. Do I still have guest call-ins? Yes, guest call-ins are back as of today. Not fully tested, so it might not work, but back as of today. You do have to be in the Discord. There's a Q&Asa channel on there. And you can jump in and do call-ins and talk about whatever. Chronic, what do we clip in? My promise to go and play Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. You don't need to clip it. It's not one of these things that you need to hold me to account on. It is my plan to play that. Of course it is. I really liked Elden Ring. James. Yeah, I'll be finished just as you're starting for work. You might catch the end of split stream with Tony. That'll be nice. Keep talking and nobody explodes. I am talking and nobody's going to explode, hopefully. You're suggesting a game that I should play. Play that with Tony. Yeah, that's a different thing. Tony can do the same screen one. So we've got the Buckaroo, I can't remember what it's called. There are now 2 sequels for that game that we need to get through. We've got something about a clock that we're supposed to get through. We can do Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, but that is supposed to be at least one person in VR. So that's one we can consider and play as well. But also we're going to do, I think Code Vein is the plan for our first split stream game. Tony has agreed to this, but he agreed very lightly and not necessarily considering what he was committing to. Tony, the commitment counts. Bokura. Yeah, there's a third one of them coming. Bokura Planet, something like that. Or maybe that's the second one. I'm very confused. Painful Discourse. Maybe try Night Rain sometime, but it's a bit hectic. Everything that I've seen of Night Rain since it came out has put me off of Night Rain rather than made me want to play it. I only think your ribs are broken. That's unfortunate. What is a Bokura? Good question, Tom. And hello, Tom. How you doing? What have you been playing? Either you've digested your internal organs or broken your ribs. You need to try and be less hurt sometimes. Sounds like a fun game, Tony. It's if you're talking about the Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes game, it's an unusual one. One person has to defuse a bomb and the other person can't see the bomb but has to give them their instructions. So it's a communications game. And when it came out, I think they've made it so you can play at Pancake now, but I don't know why you would. When it came out, the person defusing the bomb had the VR headset and the person giving them the instructions was outside of it. So TJ, you'll call in before that. You'll throw some questions down. Yeah, by all means, I'll get them straight away. Why not? What do I think of BioShock being delayed after 10 years of development? It's been cancelled, hasn't it, rather than delayed? I know it's only rumours and speculation and stuff, but what I had heard was that, oh no, it's BioShock 4 that's been delayed. So BioShock 4 has been delayed because it didn't meet the standard it needed to hit in the internal kind of screenings and milestones or whatever. And the remake of the original is what got cancelled. So there was a BioShock remastered that was cancelled and a BioShock 4 that's been delayed because it was looking a bit shite. And I don't think that much about it because stuff gets delayed all the time. Stuff that isn't good enough should be delayed, really. There's no point in releasing it if it's going to disappoint everyone. And I'm not short of things to play, so much as I would like to go back and play the first BioShock again, can do without. They can take their time and get it right. Thank you, my bot malfunctioning, Eddie. It's true. It's true. The memberships do keep the dream alive. Tom, you've been playing Returnal. Oh, that's why you're late, because a single run on Returnal takes frickin' ages, which is why I fell off of Returnal. You can quite easily drop 45 minutes into a run and achieve absolutely nothing and no character progress. Or you can get 3 hours into a run and maybe still achieve nothing. So I didn't actually get along with the loop very well in Returnal, but I loved the feel of it, the responsive gameplay, the bullet hell, dodging and all the rest of it. I should get back into it. Returnal is fun and quick. Nah, a run in Returnal takes ages. It takes a long time. I think if you get like the Metroidvania kind of tools to give yourself new ways through the level, then yeah, that makes sense. But Returnal does have co-op. I can't remember if it's the whole campaign or if it's just the tower thing that they added. But yes, Tony, we can do Returnal at some point. Stop doing your weird little dance and just ask directly. I'll take questions directly. Oh, TJI, you got to drop some of these in the questions box or I'll miss them. The questions box gets everyone read. The comments, I just do my best to keep up. But you're asking some good questions that should go in there. Isla, you've got back into your Twitter account and tweeted. Oh, I wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't recommend Twitter. We'll have a look at the socials in a little bit and go through what people have been up to. But it's going to be a disaster like it was last week because the Gaming Arcadia account has not been fed accounts to follow. So it's not following any of you. So it's not going to get any good stuff. I don't know if I can read your tweet. It depends if I'm following you or not. If the Gaming Arcadia account is following you, then your tweet will show up. If it's not, and it's only following the people that put their socials into the thread on Discord, right? So it depends, really. Did you put your socials in the thread on Discord for me to follow? I've got no idea if it is or not, and I don't use it to read apart from for the sake of this show. It is or it was put stuff onto the internet, not a consume stuff from the internet account. And I use it now because it's cleansed and clear of the history of my own Twitter algorithm and all the rest of it. So you don't have Discord. Why are you telling me lies? I told you think it's all co-op and not just the tower. There's a matchmaking ball near the ship. Okay, fine. Sounds like cheating though. Might just do the tower. I don't know. We'll see. Your next question, TJI, was about Sony suing Tencent and the fine line between what is flattery, what is reasonable ripping of ideas, and what is infringing on the rights of a copyright holder or whatever else. I don't necessarily want to go by copyright and legal terms so much as like the ethics behind it. But Sony are suing Tencent because Tencent approached Sony and said, we'd love to make a multiplayer Horizon game in that universe, in that world. Can we have the IP for a bit? Can we work together? And Sony said, no, we're already making one ourselves. Piss off. And Tencent went, okay, but we kind of already made most of it, so we're just going to carry on and slap a different name on it. And they made their Horizon multiplayer game, and they called it whatever it was, something of Motrium, I don't know. But they decided they weren't going to change much about it whatsoever, and they weren't even going to use a different font for the title. So they made their Horizon multiplayer game, and Sony went, hang about, that's a Horizon multiplayer game. Everyone can see that that's a Horizon multiplayer game. You're not even trying to hide it. Now we're going to sue. And it's weird because there's this kind of like made up line that I don't know how well defined it is in law, but in reality, for people just casually looking on the internet, you can look at that and go, yeah, that's a clear copy, and Sony are definitely right to sue them. But then when you apply that to other scenarios where other games have similarities, like the Pokemon Power World thing, where the line is a lot less clear, and it becomes like the problem with it is whatever precedents get set by the legal case. So hopefully they'll be very clear cut, like this is okay in terms of copying and borrowing, and this is too far, that the industry can take note of and not massively exploit. Because the likes of Nintendo are going to be watching that court case for any detail that they can leverage in their own cases to sue everybody else in the world that's trying to make anything that has a feature that Nintendo might also share. So it's a little bit of a risk in that sense. Demon Hunter, apparently Ken Levine still has his hands on Bioshock 4, or even though he's doing Judas. Still working on that. I mean, that's probably good, right? It's his universe. I'll play Stardew Valley. Me? I don't want to play Stardew Valley. Why would you say that? I've seen it. I've seen my wife playing it, and I went, nah. James, you've got a week off, and the game that you're going to be playing for 1 week is Helldivers 2, but also Final Fantasy 14. Sorry, I've scrolled back. I'm catching up with the chat now. Catching up. More questions. As much as people dislike the Xbox cancellations, Everwild, Perfect Dark, and Blackbird, isn't this a sign that we're getting a better and more efficient Xbox, which means better games for us? No. Sucks. I wanted Everwild. Everwild looked creatively unique. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see Everwild since they showed the trailer, even though it didn't belong to a real game. I wanted them to cook that one properly. In terms of like the actual output and the things that get released, obviously Redfall was not well received and was not well handled, but their releases have been pretty well polished since, so I'm not too concerned about that. The cancellations I don't think really are anything to do with efficiency. I think it is, as has been reported, Microsoft just decided to spend a stupid amount on AI and forced arbitrary cuts. They said, Xbox, you got to cut this amount, do it now. And we lost good things rather than inefficiencies. So, no, I think it's altogether sad and bad, unfortunately. Why copy a shitty IP? I mean, if you're talking about Horizon, I very much love Horizon as an IP. I think it's one of Sony's best, and I hope they do more with it. I know some people have their issues with Aloy, but for me, the world of Horizon is a really good sci-fi world. So, Scrolling. Catching up. More Isla threats. No one do crimes. Yeah, no one do crimes. That's good. It was apparently not a game. What, the multiplayer thing? Oh, James, Helldivers 2 comes out the week after you get your week off. But I was right, though, yeah. I've got your itinerary of games that you want to play coming up. And Tencent copying Sony is great. This can lay down the groundwork for Nintendo to stop being... Yeah, okay. The opposite, Tony. Like, if Tencent win the legal case... Right? If Tencent win that and come away with it, saying actually this is legally absolutely fine, you can copy to this degree, then yeah, Nintendo's lawsuits become few and far between, and Pocket Pair can celebrate their victory in being able to copy whatever the hell they want, and like actually copy rather than just have the similarities. But I don't know, when you look at it from a distance, like cursory glance, and most people will say, yes, only a right to sue here. This is a direct copy. There can be the opposite, the negative ramifications of that lawsuit going out. Don't panic, but you think you're dying. I'm going to panic then. You don't do that. So, Painful Discourse, they picked stuff that was still a way off to cut, but it's a shame. Yeah, I mean... I say arbitrary when I talk about the cuts. It's not entirely arbitrary. I know they did their due diligence and picked and chose the things that needed to be cut, if anything did. But in a different timeline where Microsoft didn't spend another 80 billion on AI or whatever and just let those things cook, they might have turned out brilliant. The first trailer for Everwild came out 100 years ago. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And at that point in time, they didn't know what the game was. It was just a trailer and an art style. They hadn't put the rest of the pieces together. But like 2 or 3 months before they cancelled it, though, Phil Spencer came out and said he was playing it and it was brilliant. He loved Everwild. Really good game. He'd been at the studio playing the game and it was coming along really well. A couple of months later, off it goes. A couple of weeks after that, Rare celebrate their 40th anniversary as a company. Tom, you can't see Sony not winning that. It's just so painfully blatant. That's it, though, right? Like, for us, it's painfully blatant. But law can't be, blatant. It's got to be defined. And the definition that comes out of that case can have ramifications. So it'll probably still release in China or whatever happens there. Yeah, probably will. JKV is gone, Tony, but I don't want to kill your hype, it might come one day. 2019? What, the Everwild trailer? I can believe it. Yep. It's hard to prove plagiarism. That's, like, inspiration is legal. It's not a clear case. It's a different game if Sony had no copyright on robot dinosaurs. Yeah, that's why it's a risk. Because it's hard to prove plagiarism and everyone can see that it's blatant. So you look at that and go, oh, they might win. And then suddenly there become more clear definitions of what is and isn't plagiarism. But Luke, don't worry regarding Rare. They got a Sea of Thieves commemorative hat for their 40th anniversary. What, can I log on to Sea of Thieves and get a commemorative hat right now without paying for it? Because that might be the end of the show. I'm going to go and do that. If it's a good hat. I'm not going to do that. I hear that Sea of Thieves is offering realms, like servers soon, something akin to the Minecraft realms, so that you can hire your own little space. That's more tempting than a hat. But I don't know where Sea of Thieves went. Tom, it's incredibly hard to draw a line in the sand over art. You're kind of with Nintendo on the Power World thing. Are you really? Because I played Power World and I played Pokemon. I played Power World before I played Pokemon. They're not similar. I get the balls. Like, I get the aesthetic similarity of capturing them in essentially, like, Power World is using Pokeballs, isn't it, of a different name. So, and I get that various other things are similar, but they're not similar games. It's way less blatant than the Tencent Sony one. Nintendo plagiarized at Pokemon, but fans signed away their souls, so no legal grounds to sue them for stealing fan artwork. What, Nintendo stole fan art, did they? And turned it into Pokemon, and not in a way that those fans kind of consented to, as it were. They just stole a load of stuff. Don't know, I haven't heard that story, but I believe everything that you say, Tony, so if they did that, then I will be suitably enraged. To check out what inspired Pokemon. So I've seen the stuff where you got like a list of Dragon Quest monsters and how they kind of directly almost evolve into Pokemon. I've seen the similarities there, but Isla, for lunch you had some sliced black olives, breadsticks, 2 teaspoons of potato salad, and a Werther's original. And that was the recipe for a death potion because now you died. I did say that you weren't allowed to die, so probably find the antidote somewhere in the back of a cupboard in the kitchen. Nintendo copied Dragon Quest into Pokemon. Yes, painful discourse. I've seen how many monsters? Quite a few. Quite a few that definitely look like they have counterparts between the two. 1 second, you're going to look up the Pokemon name. Oh, the one that was stolen from a fan. Right, what else did we have as topics? Let's get on to the actual things we were supposed to talk about. Because my coffee temperature, which is how I gauge how long the show has been on, coffee is getting pretty cold now, which means we've been here for a little while. So I should look at some of the stuff I'm supposed to look at. THQ Nordic have shown 3 days ago they had a little showcase, so I wasn't there to cover it because I was away, but they had a few things that they showed off that might be worth having a look at. And I'm just going to bring up the whole thing. I'm going to bring up Wreckfest 2 first because we all know that we want Wreckfest 2, right? Right. Do they have any rain in the trailer? That's the question on everybody's lips. Is there rain? Is there snow? Is it sopping mud? Or does it look like dry Wreckfest? Pete's already told me the answer. There's still no rain. There's a lot of cars. There's a lot of damage. It's probably a really good game. We'll probably play the crap out of it when it gets closer to release. The TCG app thing. Wait a minute. If anything, the Tencent one is even more bullshit and blatant because by all accounts, they asked Sony to license Horizon to make the game, and only after they refused did they make the ripoff. Exactly, that's true, Luke. I'm sure those communications will be relevant to the case. So yes, good point. Well made. Someone might think you should be a lawyer or something along those lines. Good, this is on today. You're very stressed before some stuff tomorrow, and this helps a lot. Well, I'm glad to be able to help in some sense, but also sad that you're stressed about something tomorrow, so I hope it's nothing too serious. Let's have a look at... I didn't really watch that. It was Wreckfest 2, right? I bet it looked like Wreckfest, but there's also Recreation, which is something new, which... New is good. How tied to Wreckfest 2 is it? Should it be part of Wreckfest 2? Is it its own game? Oh no, it's got a whole load more speed blur. So this is like Wreckfest 2, but with oh, what were those old games called? Burnout blur. Recreation. It's Wreckfest with loops and stuff in the background and Burnout speed blur. It's quite an ugly trailer, but the game is probably going to be fun. Okay, yeah, it's got Wreckfest's damage systems and stuff going in. And you can wishlist it right now on all of those platforms if you want to. Split Second looking almost. Yeah, I played Split Second recently, actually, because I was curious as to... I'd heard that it had all been shut down. A lot of people have fond memories of Split Stream, despite being like Disney published or something like that. So I tried it, right? I tried the Xbox 360 version on an Xbox Series X, and it was there and it worked. And I think the online features were there and working as well. So Wreckfest should sue THQ for doing a copy of their own game. I agree. Tony, illustration of Ho-Oh I don't know, saying that wrong, I'm sure. Featured in the immersive card artwork for Oh no, so you're saying that Nintendo or Game Freak came up with the Pokemon design, then a fan drew that Pokemon, then Nintendo used the fan artwork on their collectible card game, right? Am I understanding the story correctly? Because, that fan stole Nintendo's work and should be put in prison as far as I'm concerned. I'm the new Bowser. Sue them and steal all of their concept art and works. It's exactly like that, Painful Discourse. Exactly like that. Exactly. I'm not going to read. Not going to read what you say like that. I'm very smart, very sophisticated. Good YouTube reader who doesn't fall into traps. It's not true. I'll read most things that you put because I'm an idiot. Let me have a little look over here. Yeah, so what else have we got on the THQ thing? That's what we're doing at the moment, having a little look at that. Because there were some other games that weren't cars, right? I know the cars, I've seen the cars, I know how they work. But we've also got non-car games, which I'm going to bring up, because there were a few. SpongeBob SquarePants, Titans of the Tide. I've never done SpongeBob SquarePants. Are any of you people that like it? I see the world of memes built around SpongeBob SquarePants, and I have no understanding of whether this is a thing that grown-ups are supposed to care about, whether it was supposed to be a part of my childhood, whether I'm just the wrong generation. But I've never seen anything, actually seen anything SpongeBob SquarePants in my entire life, so. I mean, just the David Hasselhoff cameo means it's not really aimed at children, right? I can't think of a child that would know who that is or care. What is this crow thing by the names? What crow thing? What is this crow thing by names? What is this crow thing by names? The crow thing by the names. XP. Oh, the YouTube thing. Yeah. So it's just a thing that YouTube added. I've got no control over it. I may be able to remove it. I may not. I've not put any thought into it. It is a feature that YouTube added that is supposed to encourage engagement. It's supposed to get people talking more, so that you can have, crowns and points and competition to talk the most and be the most engaged. So I just put a link to Poker Beach, popular Pokemon. Oh, okay, the story. I understand. Unfortunately, I can't get to that link, so I can't help. I can't view it that easily. Peep indeed, Tony. So yeah, SpongeBob platform game. Anyone excited for that? Does anyone care for SpongeBob stuff? Can you play as David Hasselhoff or not? Coffee complete. Can you send it elsewhere? You could send it to the Discord chat, might work. Yeah, if it lets you put links in there. I've not configured those permissions properly yet, but that would be a thing that I could get if you put it there. Get rid of this for a second. Open this. You've done it. So I'm going to open that. Visit site. Here we go. The opening for all to see over here. I consent to whatever this website wants to do to me, and I accept all of its cookies. So, popular Pokemon TCG artist accused of tracing fan art for upcoming Pocket set. Wait, popular Pokemon TCG artist? How do people know what? Who are the artists behind TCG? Should do a Knight Rider game with the Hoff. Yes, they should replicate one. They've still got the chance. Or they should at least record a bunch of his stuff so they can make a Knight Rider game with the Hoff post, death, post-mortem. Time is no limit anymore. We can have a Knight Rider game with the Hoff when he passes. Isn't that morbid? Yes, it is. Right. Wisdom of Sea and Sky will release today in Pokemon TCG Pocket, but the card images have already been preloaded into the app, data mined by fans and shared all over social media. Oh, what a story. After seeing the set's new, Lanjiu, the website jumps everywhere as the adverts change. Lanjuju, a fan artist on Twitter, was quick to point out that appears to be a partial trace of his artwork drawn in 2021. The wings and the head match, though the talons are different. His tweet has now received nearly 20 million views. There you go, that's his payment, Twitter fame. So what am I looking at? Overlaid onto each other. No, because they've mirrored it. That's a horizontal flip. That's not a copy at all. If you flip something horizontally, you're legally allowed to use it for whatever you want. This guy's not got a case whatsoever. Weakest tweet I've ever seen. How did that get 20 million views? It's not the same image. Horizontal flip. I didn't know you have beloved TCG artists. C. Nanahara. I didn't know that people would be aware of who the artist was behind Pokemon cards, because they're such a mainstream commercial kind of slot product. Or that was my perception, having never looked at them. I just figured people would attribute them all to Nintendo and not have any clue of the individual behind each card. But apparently that's not the case. People know of this. People know of this, and this person is in trouble. Brave browser for the win. No, Tony, if I were using the Brave browser, then the good folks at www.pokerbeach.com would be deprived of any income for their hard work in putting this story together. I am donating them no funds. The least I can do is watch this person flying around on a chair by a windmill, consume their adverts so that their website may continue serving Pokemon fans on pokerbeach.com into 2026 and beyond. Because I'm not paying them for this. Adverts is the best they're going to get. Least I can do. I'm being really mean about your Pokemans. No, I'm not. Don't think I've said anything. Painful discourse. Ben Star is all hot now. No, those were Pokemon. Ben Star wasn't there. You are confused by the picture of a strange eagle thing. So Ben Star is in a lot of games, right? I'm playing Expedition 33 and Final Fantasy 16 at the moment. I'm going, I know that guy. But he's also on a new horror game of some kind, like an old FMV style horror game that you're supposed to be able to complete in a session or two, which for me would be one session. So I might actually have a look at that in the near future as well. See what that's all about. Although I feel possibly a little guilty streaming in like an FMV game. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should leave that. If the whole experience is like essentially something that you watch, then putting it on YouTube might be a little bit off. Gaming Arcadia needs sponsorship from Brave. Yes, I will listen to offers of sponsorship. Hook me up, Tony. Loads of you are on Brave. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ben S. is connected to comments from before. Good. I'm lost and confused, and that is okay. Can I stream Look Outside, please? You're desperate. The one that Luke recommended. He told me it's really good. Yeah, I can. But not for you. You'll be in bed. That's just how it goes. What's the wet house behind me? It's the wet house. You've got it in one, Tom. From well-known video game, The Wet House. It's wet. All seasons. Just wet. You're going to make a thumbnail? Yeah, that'll be as close as you get to the game. You're too scared to play it yourself. So when we were doing the Arcadia Roundtable nearer to when that game came out, Luke was talking about how good it was. I think he convinced Darge to play it as well. It's on my list as a thing that I know I'm supposed to play, and I will. You're literally going to cry? At least it means you're still alive, right? That's an improvement over being dead just 10 minutes ago. Let's have a look at some more THQ stuff. God, the Gothic games are coming to console. There's Reanimal. The thumbnail for this one includes heavy rain, so I'm going to watch it, and you're going to watch it. Reanimal. From the creators of Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. Ah, so this is the real Little Nightmares 3. Tony, you must be excited. Have you already seen this? It's a new Tarsier experience. Because Little Nightmares 3 is being made by someone entirely different. And the real studio have gone and made, yeah, this is Little Nightmares 3. By a different name. Oh, Tony, you must be thrilled. Oh, no, it's not. It's Party Animals in the Dark. Co-op, competitive party games. Set in the dark to monsters. Trailer's coming through like shit on YouTube, so even worse if you're watching it on the Q&Asa stuff, but Darksiders is awesome. Which Darksiders games do you like? Because Darksiders 4 was announced, right? Third game killed the franchise. It didn't kill the franchise because they did the Diablo-like one, didn't they? They did the isometric Generations, it might have been called, Darksiders Generations, something like that. And I played it a tiny bit and it wasn't very good, but what else have we got? Wait there, there's more games to see. So Titan Quest 2 early access. I didn't even know they were doing a Titan Quest 2. It's in early access right now. But you know, I try and avoid early access in general, so I'm interested in this game as just what Titan Quest represents. Oh, it looks better than I thought, actually. The combat looks more exciting than I thought. Oh, it looks neat, actually. Now I'm more interested in Titan Quest 2, but not that interested in Titan Quest 2 early access. Unless I am. Or maybe I should do more early access stuff now that I'm a world famous content creator. Food for thought. And thought about food. I'm hungry. No, I'm not. I've had dinner. Don't be silly. So yeah, Titan Quest 2 actually looks good. Many questions over like what kind of game it is when it comes to the ongoing servicey kind of elements, because Titan Quest was not a service game. It was too old to be a service game. Is the new one also going to be too old to be a service game? I don't know, probably not. But I'm interested. I'll have a look. You like Darksiders 1 and W and 2? Yeah. So weirdly enough, I was having a look at various key sites, and THQ have got all of these games available for content in the near future. What else is there? Anyway, because I'm going to crack through these because I'm actually quite interested in this. I think the THQ showcase would have been quite a good one to catch. It's quite a lot of content that I'm interested in. So, digital showcase. The Guild Europa 1410. Don't like the thumbnail, not going to watch that one. Reanimal we've watched. The Gothic classic games. They're the Gothic games, but that's kind of interesting. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Can fairy tales hurt? Let's find out through the trailer. It's a weepy game. Just James, you love THQ games. They've always like not necessarily hit the highest of quality bars, THQ, but they do fund, like if you like the kind of AA, somewhere between the big games and the small games, think, oh, it's this one. I recognize this one, the old guy with his umbrella. Like, he's a neat old guy and the art is very nice on this game. So I just didn't recognize it by name, but have seen this before. THQ reminds you of the 90s for some reason. Yeah, it is kind of like that, Tony. So good to see them have a reasonably strong showcase. I hope some of these games do well, because I am interested in them. Goldman trailer is nothing without sound. Is that this one? Is this... Have I already forgotten the name? Is it Goldman? You want sound? Just for you. Wait, there is sound. You've got sound. I didn't realize you've got sound. You could have told me you've got sound. Blasting out so loud as well, you probably can't even hear me. Have you got sound? You should have sound. You might not have sound. It's that confusing thing that it does. You don't have sound. You should have sound. Have you really not? Right. Wait there. Wait there. Ah. I don't know why you haven't got sound. You told me earlier. There wasn't supposed to be sound earlier. This is the first time. Oh, I know what to do. This will do it, probably. All right, and put it back to the beginning. I'm gonna get... Tell me if you get sound on this. Do you have sound now? Do you have too much sound now? Is it really loud?
Remember when you first met him?
Yep, this filter's over.
I can't say I
You hear sounds. Let me make the OST quiet.
burst in like a hurricane.
Oh, like last
Interesting.
week,
It's
when the
very
house across the
complicated.
street got blown
It's a
away.
particular plugin on OBS that makes it
I was
complicated.
certainly blown away. I remember thinking he was the first beautiful person I had ever seen in my life.
What?
I don't have sound.
That old man?
Actually, he was in his early 30s then.
That's what I said. An old man.
Ah, you fucking tricked me.
Sure was full of life and inventive. He had a lot of dreams, and it turned out I had dreams of my own. He got greedy, and I realized I needed to be greedy sometimes too. He could be cruel, and
Isn't it bad to be greedy?
he'd never shut up about that stupid treasure. He kept studying his maps, poring over his notes, over and over and over again.
What's wrong with treasures?
He may be an old man to you, but when he was blabbering on about treasure, I saw a boy.
What's wrong with boys?
Was I not a fool for believing a boy?
Maybe he was just gonna...
I said, was I not a fool for believing a boy?
I don't know, Mom. I guess if the treasure...
Can't you hear what I am telling you? He dreamed of nonsense. He was greedy for nonsense. He was cruel because of nonsense. He filled my head with nonsense, and I believed in nonsense. And one day...
Mom, if you don't want...
And one day he will come back and pay for everything. Do you understand me? Or not?
Oh, deep.
Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Mom, I'm sorry. You're right, Mom. You're right. Mom, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Okay? Okay, Mom? Mom?
Yeah, that's so weird. Enough sound already? Oh, Pete. What do you mean? Wait, I've got rid of the IST completely. It's all gone wrong. Come back, IST. Oh, it's broken. You were right, Pete. That was enough sound. Pete, what do you mean? You didn't want the sound for the trailer? Can I mean see your messages? Yeah, of course. Of course I mean can see your messages. Oh, I pressed ad break. This is what I meant to press. There was never an OST. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Wasn't there? You can hear it now, though, right? Right. Okay. No matter. There is now. Pete's had enough of the sound anyway, so I'm just going to stop talking. Gothic 1 remake. You want to see the Gothic 1 remake, James? You can have that. Wait, shit, too much sound. You can't hear that, but I can. Right. Gothic. Gothic 1 remake. Ready? No sound. Because I don't want to upset Pete. Ah, shit, there is sound. Pete, forgive me. Pete, it's going. Okay. Ooh. We have 8 big questions. I've not got onto Battlefield yet. Tony, you're going to play what? So you can tell me what it's all about and how it should be Game of the Year. What game have I said that I'm not going to play? Gothic's got subtitles now. I don't want them. I've never played the Gothic games. There's a demo of this one on Steam, is there? Look at that. Even the figurines and models had weather. It would be kind of cool if they'd actually rebuilt the game with this figurine theme and look. I think this is just for the trailer's sake though, but... I assume anyway. Oh, Pete! No, that particular game's trailer was worth listening to, wasn't it? I was assured, and I quite like listening to it. You're so fussy. I'll do whatever you say, Pete. It's fine. I'll talk over everything. Chronic is hacking the stream again. Winning the competitive game. Fair dues. Wait a minute. The whole trailer has looked like this. Okay, that's what the game actually looks like. I preferred the figurines. Like, this looks adequate and competent and well adept, but... them figurines, that was an art style I could really get behind. There should be a game that looks like that. I'm not complaining about this one though. It had rain and everything, so... Did the original Gothic play like this? Was it like a third-person action game? With Sparta kicks? Isla's tired, help. Oh, you're telling me that you want me to get on with the questions so you can go to bed. I can manage the questions, don't you worry. Don't you worry. You can sleep. You're just not permitted to die. Sleeping's fine. So the original one was third-person action, but it was very jank, and presumably they're claiming to have made this one more modern. It's your job, don't you dare. But Isla, some of these are going to be at 2 in the morning. You're going to have to let it go. There's no choice. And yes, Tony, I kind of also figured there was a fair chance it would go that way, but nonetheless, it had to be said. Right, that's Gothic. And you can also play Gothic Classic 1, 2, and 3 in their original guises on console. So that's also neat. There's a game called Tides of Tomorrow, but it looks like the same trailer as they had before, so I'm not going to watch that again. Where's the other one that I wanted? There was just one more that I wanted to have a look at. And it wasn't called Fate Keeper, but I've never heard of that, so I'm going to have a little look at that as well. Fate Keeper announcement trailer. Never heard of it, don't know what this is. I reckon it's going to be a racing game. Hogwarts Part 2 was cancelled. Oh, what? The Warner Brothers game? Hey, this looks neat. I wasn't watching it properly, but it looks neat. Just need some weather. I am going to do your favourite show at 2 AM. I haven't decided that one yet, but if it starts picking up and doing well, then yeah, I need to do these things more often. It won't be instead of this one though, it would be an additional one. This game looks too neat. It reminds me I haven't played that... what's the RPG that came out on Steam recently that Saitama was playing a lot of? What are we watching, Texas Lean? I've got no idea. This is called Fate Keepers. It's from the THQ Nordic showcase a few days ago. And I mean, it looks exactly the same as a lot of other games. Your Skyrims and all the rest of it. But pretty, if nothing else. If this is what the final game actually looks like, it's another Western RPG doing Western RPG things. No, it's got puzzles. Sack that. It was looking good, but I'm not doing puzzles. This game says it's made by 10 people. This one in front of me right now is made by 10 people. I mean, good for them. And good for that guy. What a tasty little human snack. Oh, it looks good. I'm impressed. Tainted Grail, that's the one. Thank you, Replicant. And yeah, Radders was playing it as well as Saitama. But they keep on improving it, so I've been waiting for the right patch and the right time. Who am I kidding? Look at that! You brained him properly. Cut right in there. If there's a lot of freedom in that, like Dead Island 2, but in an RPG format, that'll be neat. That was probably more of a scripted execution, though. Deliverers are made by one person, and his name is James. James, is that true, or is there a team of people behind you? Would you take credit? Burly Bird Media, any interest in Darksiders 4? Someone mentioned it has 4-player co-op, does it? So you can play all 4 horsemen. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I played the first Darksiders, but probably not to the end of it. I played the one where you play different character. Can't remember who she was. One of the other ones. But I didn't play that very far at all. And I played a little bit of Darksiders Genesis that I didn't think was particularly good. But Darksiders 4, yeah. I mean, there's not many games that I'd say no to. If you ask if I'm interested in a game that's coming out, most of them, the answer is going to be yes. I mean, you think they said split screen? I don't want split screen. Get that out. Split screen. I don't want split screen. I was going to say I don't live with anyone, but that's not true. I live with 2 kids and my wife, so split screen would probably be a lovely little occasion for us to get together and play a game, but too late. I've already spoken. I don't want split screen. Your chair shook when you played Diablo with me. What do you mean never again? You've literally committed to playing co-op games with me, Tony. There is no never again. You'll play anything and everything that suits. So that's that. We could talk about Battlefield 6, but I reckon we shouldn't talk about Battlefield 6. We should save that until after we've all had a good play of it. Because the open beta is this weekend. Early access on my stupid EA subscription is a bit sooner, so I'm probably going to try and play that after split screen on Thursday, which means it will make for a better conversation next week, because I'm sure a bunch of you are going to play it this weekend as well, if you want to, if you care for open betas and all the rest of it. So, belay that commentary. Talk about Final Fantasy 14. But James, I told you, you're my eyes and ears. You tell me what to say about Final Fantasy 14 because I don't know. So you have to tell me what's going on with Final Fantasy 14 and I will echo it and pretend they are my own words. So make me look good. Tony, talk about how cool DokeV, Dokev, whatever it was called, would be, but the devs are lazy and now we have no Dokev, Dokev. I will not, Tony. I will take James's words, but your words are your own and you have to come on and say it yourself. You have to hop on Discord with your microphone and say what you want about that old concept of a game. Each horseman has different abilities. Online co-op confirmed. Jolly indeed. And Isla's put a cat. I think that's a prompt that I need to hurry up and do the questions. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Why are we sad? James, you remember the first Darksiders you play as war and the second is death. Familiar. Familiar indeed. And something is complicated. Oh no. Oh no, I understand. I understand. Friday approaches. Which is sad. Yeah, okay. Let's do. You're sad that Tony's game got cancelled. It was never Tony's game. Tony enjoys a little bit of K-pop, so he was like enjoying bopping along to the trailer. But I don't know. He's been monitoring that concept of a game for a long time, so maybe it is Tony's game. Maybe it would have been Tony's game if the devs had just grafted to the extent that he expects of them. Don't mess with the K-pop fans. I wouldn't. I would not provoke them. That is a large group. Dave Mack. Oh, he's going to start a fight. He's feisty. Feisty in the evenings. Says, fuck Final Fantasy 14, James. Tony was going to be the main character in a game. Tom, Tony is already the main character in so many contexts and capacities that yes, I'm sure he would have mained in that game as well. Right, let's get these questions because the first one is already up. Oh wait, no, I haven't done the social media bit yet. We'll save it. The reactions bit, the social media bit, because I need to tidy those accounts and follow the right people. And I think I'm going to have a... No, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? I'm not. Wait, I am going to do it. Okay, you ready? Watch this. We're going to go through... Stop shouting at me. You're the one that wanted to go to bed. Can't take the pressure. Okay, so social media, little glance, little reaction. Hopefully it's all going to be good people saying good things that are interesting and not nonsense. So the first one, top of the list, because I haven't refreshed it yet, is me. Apparently I've liked my own post. I am that guy. It wasn't me. I didn't like my own post. My wife manages this account. But let's have a look. So GameSpot I've got. Not everything should be a live service game, former Destiny boss says. I mean, good, but it's too late. You're the former Destiny boss. You can't fix it now. Bandai Namco. It's going to take both of you to survive every terror that awaits in the fake Little Nightmares 3. As we know, there's a real Little Nightmares 3 from the developers of Little Nightmares 1 and 2. This still looks cool, though. It's got rain. Tony, this one looks better than Little Nightmares 3. Despite being Little Nightmares 3. It has more rain. I think the other one was quite wet as well. Right, World of Warships Legends. No, this is an advert. No, it's not. Xbox have reposted it. Shut up, Xbox. Replicant. I'm gonna skip over. I'm gonna skip over whatever's going on here. Can't take that in right now. Chucky Complete Series. That's not games. That's films. This is an advert for the lottery. God, Twitter's a mess of adverts. There's a Turtles thing. Tactical Takedown is making its way to consoles sooner than you think with the new mode. If it didn't start on consoles, then it's a mobile game and I don't want it. Cats on Duty isn't on Switch yet. Oh look, they took the letters. COD. Okay, Battlefield 6 includes a bot-focused initiation mode to ease you into battle. Yes! Yes! I can blow up buildings without letting down my entire team by just running around with bots and being a clown. And then I can upload it, add fake names above some of the players and pretend that I'm really good at Battlefield. Yes, the plan's coming together. Luke Still, anybody else, just like going back to Cyberpunk sometimes just to look at it. Path tracing on the PC version is insane. Also, the HDR on a G5 is absolutely incredible. It is audaciously bright. Like, brag. Luke, that's bragging. You're getting... like, oh no. You can have a like because I'm glad you're having a good time with Cyberpunk. I hear the last patch for it added better HDR options and calibration as well, right? So best time ever to go and play Cyberpunk because the HDR on that game has been interesting at different points in time. It was not good when it came out, and then it was added properly and still not all that good, and now probably just right. But it is a hell of a tech showpiece, that game, and that's a fancy TV. But do you know what, Luke? I don't like the look of that speaker there. There's a speaker in the background. You can see my cursor. I don't like that speaker, Luke. Probably like a 10 grand speaker, knowing Luke is probably the best speaker in all of Jersey, but I just had to pick something to not like. Don't like that speaker. Call of Duty Season 5 Battle Pass. Shut up, GameSpot. Season 5 Battle Pass. There's a Demon Slayer game. Another one. Not a fan of Demon Slayer. Zenitsu is too annoying as a character. Could not make it through to Season 2. So I'm just going to have to trust that the game is also featuring Zenitsu and not going to be one I want to play. Bandai Namco. The Katamari game that's coming about. Still don't understand the appeal. More of this. Battlefield 6. There's me. There's an Assassin's Creed game coming to Game Pass. I'm assuming there's other... It's not just Assassin's Creed, right? So let's have a little flick here and see what's coming to Game Pass in August. Rain World. I've heard people talking about that. That's supposed to be good. Don't know a lot about it. Citizen Sleeper 2. Supposed to be... I heard Karak talking about this. It sounded really good, but not like something that I would be able to get into and play. Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders. Oh, I see. Citizen Sleeper and Lonely Mountains and Mech Warrior 5 and Orcs Must Die have all already been on Game Pass. They're just moving into the standard tier. So that's not news. Then we've got Assassin's Creed, Mirage. Okay, then we've got Aliens Fireteam Elite again. So that's already been in there before and it's coming back, but it is a game that's supposed to work really well with the Unreal Engine VR mod. So maybe I'll give it a little VR co-op sample when I get my VR space set up in the near future. And Nine Kings. Don't know what it is. Not the strongest Game Pass list you'll ever see in your life, but you know, there's enough to play, so it's fine. And Ghost McGonads is very excited about a green torch in Minecraft. Okay, so this is from the Minecraft account. There's no such thing as too much copper. You can build with copper torches, lanterns, chains, and bars, and watch them develop into stunning signature patina. Words I don't know. Can't read it. Out now in Java Snapshot, coming very soon to Bedrock Beta and Preview. Oh, so it's not actually in the game yet. Anyway, yeah, green torches. They've got the worst screenshots, considering this is the official Minecraft showcase of these torches. They've chosen environments where you can't actually see the glow of the torch whatsoever. You can see that it's green, but you can't see it casting into the environment. But if it casts into the environment, if you can make funky coloured torches all over the place and illuminate the world in fancy colours, then I'm a fan. I have to come and see if they make green light. It's got me concerned, Isla, because I know, or I had heard, I don't know, because I don't know where it came from, but I've heard people say that they're discontinuing support for the ray tracing modes, altogether. And if they discontinue support for ray tracing, then I'll never see the green light cast into the environment properly, and it'll be really sad. And every time I see a green torch, it'll just make me regret what is lost. Or maybe they'll carry on the ray tracing for long enough to support it, and I'll get to see it. It was you that told me that. Very sad. I hope that it's not true. But it probably is true. Here's the National Lottery Gameplay adverts. And here's apparently... Oh, it's you again. Isla's reposted the Minecraft thing. And here's Square Enix photo mode of some stuff. Oh, weird. Stranger of Paradise. Square Enix still talk about this long forgotten game that no one's ever heard of, no one's ever played, apart from Amin and I that are going to be playing it again on Thursday. But we haven't been to this place, so this is spoilers. And that's enough of Final Fantasy XIV patch 7.3 just for James. I nearly cut off looking at social media just before we got to the James section as the Warrior of Light rushes from one crisis to the next. Can they overcome Calix's threat, protect the citizens of Alexandria? They can. I believe that they can. Don't think they're gonna say that you lose, wipe out your character and call it a day. Although it wouldn't be the first time that's happened in Final Fantasy XIV. Would it? No, it wouldn't. That's enough of Twitter. This is going all right. I'm finding stuff to read this week. Chronic. HDR anime for the win. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, is there? Here's Blue Sky, which is also me. But I haven't liked myself yet, and I'm not going to, so you can see that I'm not the kind of person that likes my own messages. See how I scroll past without pressing it? Retro Blast has this turtle stuff, but it's not game stuff. I'll skip. Who is your favourite turtle? Don't have one. I'm a grown-up. But it used to be Leonardo. You can add as many links as you want. Okay, whatever. Japan's biggest charity speedrunning event won't have Nintendo games because Nintendo couldn't help but Nintendo. So Nintendo have gone all legally funny, I guess, and got their games out of a speedrunning event. Probably from the Nintendo perspective, probably because speedrunning events focus on glitches and bugs to find ways through the level, and they probably don't want it showcased that their games are not absolutely infallible and perfect. But yes, they should have just let that one slide and let people have fun with these things. Right, Upload VR Unloop is a retro-futuristic VR puzzle game from the Into the Radius studio. There's new VR games coming to Quest and Pico. Enthusiasm squashed away. OpenAI is doing some stuff. Say post for later. You can subscribe and pin things now on Blue Sky. Okay, I don't care. If you see this, quote with the title screen. No, not right now. World of Warcraft Ghosts of Karesh rolls out today. Uncover the Locust Walker's shadowed past. Confront Dimensius and explore the world of Karesh. So World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV both have presumably significant updates. Here they are back to back. I would like to play both, and also both of them are terribly scary. Want to know more about the adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales? Yes, but most of all, I want you to change the name, because the Adventures of Elliot is not a good name. Jeff Grubb, if you have a podcast, be vigilant about your ad service. I don't have an ad service. Should I have an ad service to be vigilant about? That would be so nice. Oh, I see. No, this is political. Because ICE is about to go on a social media and TV ad recruiting bit. So I don't have an ad service. And if I did, I certainly wouldn't want it to be used for nefarious purposes. So I understand what's happening there. Next. Tom, you missed the VR shorts. Oh, you don't mean YouTube shorts, you mean me wearing shorts. Well, guess what? It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Unfortunately, I have the next 3 mornings aren't my own. I do have to go and do some work for the next 3 mornings. And then get on with the stuff that I have been planning to do, the August things, making the question go. No, I haven't done this one either. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. But cleaning the treadmill so that I can do some more VR is high on the agenda. Work, yes, work. Just moving some stuff around, helping out with some lifting of things that need lifting for the next 3 days only. Because I'm nice like that, and I'll be helpful. Wait a minute. Let me close this off and we'll do the questions. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not letting the work cancel my streams to 3 in the morning. So you can still peacefully sleep through those. This Q&Asa is better. Better than what, James? Better than last week's, because we talked about Final Fantasy a little bit. Final Fantasy XIV in particular. Good, I'm glad you like it. Right. Have you played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound? This is from FTW. Have you played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound? I didn't know you could yet. Is it a demo or is it already out? I missed it. Also, have you tried the Shinobi demo on Steam? You enjoyed it. I think it'll be a great game. I should do these things, really. Demos and stuff like that. Get a little video going just based on a demo. That wouldn't take too much of my time, would it? No, I haven't. Haven't played either of those. Haven't played the demo. Didn't know Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was out, if it even is. Or whether that's a demo as well. I don't know the story here. So yeah, simple answer, FTW. Sorry to disappoint you. No, I have not played either. Isla shout. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Question 1. Not quite, James. I already had one. Question 1 from you. That means you've got multiple. I understand. I can do context. Right. Why do I stream at 11 p.m. when you're in bed? Well, James, I try and stream earlier as well, but that stuff's additional. So before, my streams had to finish by like 11:30. So I would start at 9 or 10, depending on the day, and do probably a fairly short stream that had to finish by 11:30 so that I could sleep and then get up in the morning and do the whole full-time office thing. Now I have the opportunity to be live at whatever time is best. And that is through the night. So I'm still, in theory, I'm still starting at the same kind of time, so you shouldn't be missing anything. Like, I'll still be streaming at 9 or 10, depending on the day of the week. But I can run late and meet some American friends and play some more games. And that's the current plan, is to do that. Streaming like streaming's never going to be a big successful thing for me. It's just a thing that I do for fun and as an opportunity to like actually play some games. It's the main time that I actually play anything to talk about things. So I stream at night because it's easy to set aside that time to just sit and play games and talk to people. I don't stream during the day because like I'm just better served trying to make videos and do more productive things in that sense. So how are the night streams going? You don't know because you're a gym morning person now. The night streams are probably going to be the death of Chronic because he keeps staying up for them. And they're good because I see a lot more of Tony than I was. But I haven't seen Patrick yet, which is very sad. Very sad. Tony is still waiting. Wait, what's Tony waiting for? Tony, what are you waiting for? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, the night streams are going well though. I'm getting lots of games played, more than I was. Making progress through lots of things. Still got too much to play. But yeah. Start up TCA. Tony carries Asa. Well, you're doing split stream with me and TCA, Tony. There's multiple things coming. Chronic, whilst you have a breath left, you'll be there watching. Yeah, but like, I don't want to be responsible for taking your last breath when you needed to sleep. Like, you are allowed to sleep. If you are up, then, you know, I'll be there streaming and you can come talk to me. Okay, question 2. Question 2. James, are you doing a Final Fantasy marathon? So from 1 to 16. Yes, but it's a marathon with significant breaks. Because I've done Final Fantasy 1, I've done Final Fantasy 2, I haven't started 3 yet because I've got other games on the go. I am slowly trying to work through the entirety of them. But I'm also doing 16 at the moment as well. So it's not going to end up being in order because I'm doing 16 at the moment and I've done 7 fairly recently. So I've done 1 and 2, I need to do 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then I need to skip to 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, 12, all parts of 13, maybe 10 part 2. Sorry, Tony and Stephen Southwick, I saw your name pop up as well. That does put Final Fantasy 15 really low down on the list, not because it's my least favorite. It is my least favorite, but not because it's my least favorite, but because the chronological order and the other ones that I'm already playing just kind of sits it right at the bottom. I am going to splice in Final Fantasy Tactics pretty much as soon as it comes out, if I can, which is at the end of September. So that's going to disrupt the list as well. I also want to play Lost Odyssey, which is the unofficial Final Fantasy game too. Final Fantasy 14 is taking longer than normal. I mean, yeah, that's never going to end. Never going to end. And FTW, your Game Pass has expired, so you've stopped playing Oblivion. Fair. Question 3. Oh, wow, James is on it. Right, do you think that next gen is the last? Oh, interesting question. I can't see the future. That's too far out, given how long these generations last. So there've been lots of rumors going around about what the next consoles are, and I haven't massively engaged. I think from the Microsoft perspective, quite possibly, not in that they're going to stop hardware or anything like that, but in that the concept of a generation is kind of defunct. And if their next bit of hardware is as scalable as they say it is, I mean, there'll be new generations of it as tech evolves, but they're not going to mark it as a new generation of sales because the way that they iterate their hardware will be different. The way that third parties deliver their hardware will be different. The way that they integrate their hardware into the cloud will be different. So really the concept of a generation would only be if it suits their marketing rather than like in practical. Well, no, in practical terms, there definitely still will be generations of hardware, but whether we know about that particularly on the outside is kind of up to them on whether they want to make a show and whatever, you know, whether they want to push it in that direction and make a big deal of it. I don't think they're going to pull out of doing that anytime soon. So there will be more generations. Whether there will be a PlayStation 7 or whether Sony will also kind of shift. Whether there will be a new Nintendo generation, there will be a new Nintendo one, but not for like 8-10 years again. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be different in how rigid the generations are, but we've been moving in that direction for a while. How fluid and loose it becomes, hard to say because I can't see the future. But things like, in some senses, things move really quickly, but in others, they move a lot slower than you expect. Like, people have been saying that the cloud is the future for the last 15 years or something, expecting it to be just around the corner, and it's always just on the horizon. Eventually we'll get there, but I don't know when. Isla, Stephanie broke our more than a year long Duolingo streak. I think she's dead. I thought that was broken like a month or two back. You have to find out, because she could just be engaged with this Final Fantasy XIV 7.3 patch that's just come out. It could be a good one that's taken all of her time. So if you want to find out, set up a Final Fantasy XIV account, start the search. Next question, please. She's not dead. Chronic, I didn't even know that you were watching until I finished it. Didn't see the end of Death Note. Wait, didn't see the end of Death Note, the end of Edge Runners, or the start of Dr. Stone. I didn't know you were watching. Wait, I'm lost. I always know you're there, Chronic. I can sense you. And I know that you're sometimes watching anime or doing other things at the same time. But I didn't know that you finished Death Note. Was I right about the last 5 episodes dropping off? Or have I got the number not exactly right? You know the bits I'm talking about. Isla, what does Italian rain taste like? I wish I could answer that. But I didn't think to taste it. So it might be pretty similar to our rain. It felt different because it was quite warm while it was raining, but... Replicant, thoughts about the PlayStation 6 leaks showing more of the same, an incremental update. Your thoughts, boring, but you get it if true. Cost of silicon is increasing. 700 quid consoles will struggle to sell. So I've not looked at the leaks regarding their hardware. From a great distance, very cursory, I've seen talk that the Xbox direction is to separate out the CPU and GPU and make both of them very scalable, which, you know, makes sense for what they're doing, what they did in the previous generation, really, with their S and X and cloud integration. And that's the significant part of things being scalable, is that they'll be sticking them in the cloud again in their data centers, as well as different form factors of hardware. I've heard that the Sony one is looking more kind of traditional, I guess. I mean, it being incremental, it being iterative, that's just kind of where technology is at the moment, really. I'd like to see them branch from each other and do wildly different things and kind of innovate with some creatively driven bit of hardware, some new requirement to fill, some differentiating detail, but I'm not creative enough to know what that would be. So like, we're just at a point where a lot of things have been explored, and outside of like VR, which we know isn't a direction anyone can afford to go in at the moment, I don't know what the next steps are, like where they would innovate, what they would do differently. So yeah, and Sony have talked about it being a top priority for them at the moment is figuring out how to define the next generation, what it means to have a PlayStation 6 over a 5. And this is again mostly like marketing, but it's something they're typically actually good at. They did in the previous gen, or the current one, I suppose, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, they did a much better job of defining what that update meant than Microsoft did. And you can argue over the merit and meat of what they're saying, but they really decided that they were going to push the speed of the SSD, the haptics of the DualSense, and the Tempest surround sound, and they pushed that message really hard. right? Like every game that came out, if it had a Sony marketing deal, it had to advertise those 3 features. And like the Tempest surround sound was just, we've had surround sound on consoles before that even came out. It wasn't necessarily new. Fast drives, they've all got fast drives. It wasn't necessarily new. The haptics in the controller, they're silly, right? They're fairly minor as an update. They're nice to have, but they're not really a game changer. But Sony just did a really good job of selling the message of this is what this generation is, if you're looking at it from their perspective and that ecosystem's perspective. And they're trying to figure out what the next equivalent is. Like, what is the messaging going to be for the PlayStation 6? And we shall see, right? Wixby, you're worried an $800 next-gen Xbox will be the final nail in the coffin. I mean, scalable scales in both directions, right? I don't think the next set of Xbox will be restricted to just like one box that costs $800. There's going to be cheap on-ramps onto playing Xbox games. I would think. Cullen Prime, there were other components that you would need that would cost a lot too. Then there are the other components you would need that would cost a lot too. Wait, I missed the message. So you come to realize that if we want graphics to be so realistic that we can't tell what's real and what isn't, then the video cards for it would cost at least 20k. Yeah, you do also have, and like the PlayStation 5 Pro already has a dedicated bit of AI hardware, doesn't it? And the Xbox Series console supposedly had a dedicated Direct AI, whatever they called it, bit of silicon for that. The kind of dovetailing of AI as a cost-cutting measure alongside what graphics cards can do might help keep that cost down a little bit. And I'm not talking about generative AI, but the stuff like NVIDIA does with DLSS and all of that kind of stuff might mean that we can achieve continued progress in graphics without necessarily blowing up the hardware cost. But yeah, in terms of like rasterization and ray tracing and all the rest of it, and just the raw price of silicon, it's not coming down. Nothing is coming down. So the fact that the current ones, the Xbox Series consoles and the PlayStation 5 lineup of consoles still cost as much or more than they did at launch, puts next gen in a very tricky, very tight spot in terms of pricing and value and relevance. Glad I don't have to navigate it. FTW, you're glad you moved to PC. Thankfully, you don't worry about what a console gives nowadays, because all it will do is underwhelm. I still like the consoles. I still like the consoles a lot, and actually my PC was being a dickhead the other day. It found the ghost of Forza Motorsport that I've uninstalled and kept trying to reinstall it and then telling me it had gone wrong on a loop. And that kind of shit's not okay. What else did it have that didn't work? I don't know. And then I was playing on stream, actually. People will bear witness to this because they saw it. I was playing Expedition 33 on PC. But, like, very pretty game on PC, very nice, feels really good, runs really well, all the rest of it. But I tried to play it on stream, and at first there was screen tearing everywhere, and it was disgusting. So I went into settings behind the scenes to sync it up and stop screen tearing, and I had really weird variations in input latency. If you've played that game and you know it's parry system and it's like quick time events and things, it was noticeable enough that I had to quit out. Like, on stream, and I don't like to disrupt a stream, I'm very reluctant to quit out midstream, but it felt so wrong that I had to go back into the NVIDIA control panel to fix things. That kind of experience you don't get on a console. The simplicity of it still is valuable. So even if you can't make it look on the high end as good as you can on a PC, there are people that don't want to dick around in settings. I swear I'm like the only person that still likes the current consoles. I don't use them that much, but I like them for what they do and what they are. I plan to play all of these, the Final Fantasy chronological order playthrough that I'm doing is primarily on the Xbox console, because that, weirdly enough, on my 5090, I had issues taming screen tearing and stutter on Final Fantasy 1 and 2. And it just was easier to play it on the Xbox than to try and fix that. My PC has a 5090 in it, and I'd rather play Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on an Xbox. So, you know, they have their uses. Yeah, I like everything though. I'm easily pleased. Games are cool to me. And I can quite happily go and play stuff on like a Saturn and still have a good time. So I can sure as hell have a good time on an Xbox or a PlayStation. Windows PC Game Pass app sucks. It still does, Chronic. That could very much undermine what they're doing with the Ally X and other things that they're bringing in that space. I know they say they're trying to unify everything and everything's going to be all singing, all dancing and brilliant, but they've been saying that about Windows for 20 years. And I don't know if this last 6-month push is going to bring it over the line to be something that everybody should be using. But at least it's like hopefully drawing their best engineers' attention to the issues that matter. Did we do this one? No. Right. TJI asked, why is Helldivers 2 and Gears of War Remaster coming out on the same day? Good idea, bad idea, irrelevant. I'm going to say irrelevant. So largely, I mean, they have a big overlapping audience, right? So there is some relevance, but in both cases, like the Gears of War Remaster, weirdly, I don't think Xbox is its primary platform because it's not that much different to the Gears of War Ultimate Edition that came out not that long ago. So most people on the Xbox side have done and dusted that one and will probably be more interested in Helldivers if they like that kind of game and they want to spend some money. Whereas on the PlayStation side of things, like that's where I expect Gears of War Remastered to be kind of most relevant. PC and Xbox have played it, and it's a trivial update to Ultimate. So trivial that they're giving it away for free if you have Gears of War Ultimate, because it is the same game with very little changed. Whereas on the PlayStation, it is entirely new as an experience. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. FTW, you understand the ease of use for sure, you just don't want to be on console much anymore. Yeah, I wasn't talking away anyone's decision to play on any platform that they like. I play mostly on PC. I'm not saying this is a naysayer of PCs as a platform, because the vast majority of time I'm playing on PC. So I just also like the consoles, and a lot of people are very dismissive of them. It's become fashionable, particularly on people that used to be very pro Xbox. Like slowly migrated over and brought that kind of toxic approach to platform wars over to the PC space as well. And I kind of reject it because I just like everything. I like everything. It's pros and cons all around. So next one, please. Tony, you play single player games on PC mostly. The Xbox is for Overwatch. Why would you... But keyboard and mouse, Tony. Xbox refugees, yeah, I mean, you know the social media circles, Replicant. Right, Tony, find you a cheap monitor that is vertical. Vertical. Tony, take any cheap monitor and turn it on its side. It is then a vertical monitor. You're welcome. What's the plan? What do you want to use it for? Presumably you mean literally a cheap monitor that you're going to have like some text scrolling on or something like that. You're not playing vertical games. You're not doing it because you want to play Candy Crush on an Android emulator. So you want it just for Discord. Get the cheapest shit monitor that you can get. As long as it's got a VESA standard mount, then you just get a mount that's got a pivot. Wixby, when I say Xbox toxic fanboys bringing their vibes to PC, I mean Gaz. No, I mean a wide circle of people. A wide circle of people, honestly. At least with Gaz, it's very tongue in cheek. But there's just, I don't know, most of the Xbox cheerleading community has moved with maximum aggression against consoles overall to lick their wounds, I guess. But I like everything. So Tony, glad I could help you, sir. It's the monitor stand that you need to look for. Any cheap monitor will do you. Radders over on Discord. Hello, Radders. You dislocated both of your arms. Stop hurting yourself. We're nearly done. Can you plug an arm back in or use your foot to bring up the next question? Does make sense. I'm genuinely helpful every now and again. Ask a question or three. That's why James put the 3 in there. 2 is not an option. You ask 1 question or you ask 3. Anything in between, anything over, you're out of here, disqualified. But 1 or 3 was just right. We have got to the end of them though, which means, oh, that's a bit short. It's only been 2 hours. I could talk for another 6. Wixby, you personally don't get it. Xbox players have never eaten this good, and now some are losing their shit. Setting aside all of the redundancies and the stuff that they're doing, and the fact that all of the corporations suck, and that I don't trust Xbox as far as anyone could throw them in terms of the future, in terms of right now, yeah, they're publishing fucking awesome games. I think their fans should be happy with that, as far as I'm concerned. I also get that people are like I say, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. People that are invested in that ecosystem also probably don't trust them as far as they can throw them, and they have concerns over the window, like the platform going forwards. But I don't share in those concerns. My concerns are that the corporate dystopia ruins the brand. Apple VR is dead. Apple VR never became a thing, Tony. But there's still time. There's still time. If they sort their shit out and do a better job of it. I need someone other than Facebook to do it. Obviously, eyes are mostly on Valve to get it by the scruff of the neck and fix VR. But I don't feel good anymore. But I do. I feel awesome. So I think we've got to the end of Q&Asa. Second one on the little return to it. Hopefully it's been good. I've enjoyed the conversations. So I think it's going well in that sense. Rep, you thought that Valve had a new headset incoming. Decade has been incoming for a long time and supposedly is still real and on the way and still featured in like the Steam client updates and beta updates frequently. So it should still be on the way. But they don't rush, do they? And they don't address leaks, and they don't care to talk about what they're up to until they're ready to. So yeah, hopefully it's coming. Hopefully it will be significant. Half-Life 3 as a launch title would upset people drastically. Half-Life Alyx 2 might make more sense to cause less of an upset, less of a backlash. But anything, like I just want them to do anything. I actually wanted them to make their artifact game, their failure of a game, their card game. That should have been a VR game. I'd be happy if they resurrected that, because card games in VR where you're summoning fucking big monsters in front of you as you throw down the cards would be awesome. Decade is, depending on who you look to, it's the sequel to the Steam Deck and also a VR headset. So Decade is supposed to be the VR headset, but it is also supposed to work as a standalone console. The rumours have got a little bit conflated along the way. And it could be that Valve pivot and change direction and do one thing or the other. But yes, Decade is supposed to be their VR headset that works standalone and as a PC VR headset. And potentially as a handheld console if you whip a bit out of it. I don't know what the latest on it is, but I'm still relying on them to bring the kind of VR lens back onto PC VR rather than Facebook VR. Your Meta Quest 3 is still good, but you haven't used it much for a while. The Quest 3 is good hardware, but again, like I say, I don't massively trust the future for Xbox. I don't know where they're going to go when their leadership falls by the wayside and different suits come in. In Facebook's case, those different suits are already in. I don't trust the direction and intent that they have for the platform at all, or in anything else that they do. So I'd rather they weren't custodians of what VR is, which they kind of are at the moment, until Valve fix it. So yeah, that's that. At least they've put some money into it and published some games and stuff. Like, they've had their uses in that space. I just don't want them to be all that's in that space. Anyway, we've done the social medias. No Discord calls, which is to be expected. There were never Discord calls. That's fine. I'll keep the option open for future Q&As though, in case people want to get talkative. Chronic, you need to watch some... You know, I've never actually done the watching a 3D movie in VR. That's the one use case where I might watch a movie in VR. Otherwise, I just stick to a TV. Isla, what didn't I answer? Don't answer then, you said, but I did answer. I answered everything in it. Like all of it. Wait, how many drinks did I have and what are they? You're accusing me of being drunk because I'm stuttering and slurring a little bit. I've actually not. I've had a coffee. I've not even had my wine. The glass is still pretty much full. So I slur because I am an idiot and I've been talking for 2 hours. No other reason I am not a drunk. You've invited me in the past into 3D VR. You have, Chronic. Wix, you tried 3D porn in VR, kind of fun, but hard to see with a Kleenex. Oh no, oh no. See, I've said before, any videos in VR, I don't like, typically. When I talk about 3D films in VR, I don't mean the kind where you're supposed to, like, I don't want the wraparound screen, I mean like a projected screen in front of you that has depth. I think 360 video and 180 degree video, be porn or otherwise, is nauseating. As soon as you can't, like, as soon as you've got a world wrapped around you, but you're not actually in it, and you've not got the 6 degrees of freedom of movement, it's sick to me. Be it paragliding or any other kind of video you might find on the internet. Being drunk isn't too bad. There are worse things. Yes, FTW, but I'm still defending myself as not drunk right now. Tom, I'm not still here. I'm wrapping up, but I'm glad you have resolved any hygiene issues that you may have been experiencing. There's a few 360 VR clips that are amazing though. No, not for me, Chronic. Not for me. Like, I guess if it's a 3D VR clip where everything is at like a pretty good distance, where you wouldn't necessarily perceive a difference in like 6 degrees of freedom, where you can't move in and out because everything is so far away that it wouldn't actually alter your perspective very much, then that might work okay. 1 for hydration, 1 for caffeine, 1 for fun. I have never... 1 for fun or flavor. I do not know this meme. I do not trust this meme. Memes are the domain of... no, I'm on the internet. I should know them, but I don't know this one. I will take your word for it. You know that I wouldn't do hydration. What kind of... Why am I being accused of not taking care of myself all of a sudden? I had coffee, that's hydration. I had wine, that's wet. Replicant, we need some VR crab games for FTW. I don't think we need VR crab games, but... Anyway, I'm trying to wrap up. Memes power your dreams. They can. Not necessarily good dreams, but powered nonetheless. Coffee dehydrates. I'm not eating the stuff. Carry on, James. I can't. Ida's going to get mad at me. Tony, you went to a seafood restaurant. That's an accident. You found out that it came from FCW's crab farm. You walked out disgusted. Be grateful that you could walk out. I dropped my mouse. Dropped a mouse. There's no ending now. I've dropped the ending mouse. It's on the floor. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Fortunately, I actually have buttons up to my right that I can press to end things. So I'm going to, as soon as my finger makes its way across to the right and presses that button. Is this true, Tony? Have you been to a restaurant that's served by FTW's crabs? No. Play Stanley Parable Remaster? No. I don't think Stanley Parable would land the same way playing it a second time. I recommend to anybody that has never played or experienced Stanley Parable in any capacity to go and do that. Go and play it, go in blind. Because it is well worth doing. But I don't think it's worth doing a second time. I don't know what that says, James. Q&Asa. Like I say, I'll read most things out loud whether I should or not. Anyway, even true things once said by Tony become untrue. Yeah. I know they added new stuff to Stanley Parable, but I'd have to play through the entirety of it again to get to the new stuff, and I don't think I would enjoy the way it unfolds as you play it. So, yes, Chronic's helping me wrap things up. Great night. Cheers for bringing back Q&Asa. You're welcome. I'm glad I brought it back. Wix, you missed a start. Did I play Battlefield 6? I didn't. We're going to talk about that more next week after I do play it, because I will. I've got I've got the stupid EA Play subscription, so I will be playing it on Thursday, and again after the podcast on Saturday. We'll be playing some of that as well for people that want to jump in. Blowing up all kinds of shit in the way that you can in a Battlefield game. But for now, that's the end. When I say the end, I mean I'm going to be about 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to jump on Expedition 33 and carry that on from Act 2. So if you are not afraid of the spoilers, then you can join me there if you want to. That'll be on the Asa Games channel, which also please do subscribe to, because it would be very nice to get the 500 over there to make that a real channel as well. For now though, thanks everyone for coming through and talking to me and talking to each other. Q&Asa will be back on Tuesday. Tomorrow, they've got some games to play on the other channel. Split stream is on Thursday, and we've got the Arcadia round table with Karak. That's ACG to you and me, but Karak is joining us on Saturday for what should be a good episode, a good return for the Arcadia round table. For now, I'm going. See you in the Discord. Thank you very much.